man, I hate this city. Wish I could just ignore y'all. Sometimes I feel like Andy Warhol before New York called. I
Ooh,
used
that's
to,
a
but like
bar. That's a
I used to
bar.
talk shit on Pittsburgh because I've been here since the 90s. I'm finally embraced by my city,
Wow.
And that's why I made that in the verse where I was like, I used to hate it here, made it clear, wasted years, tasted tears till I faced my fears. Now this place is near and dear to my heart.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Athletic Aesthetic Podcast. My name is Vinny, and I'm your host. Today's episode is one of those reasons why I started this show. It's a real conversation with creatives that are here in the city of Pittsburgh, and I'm more than excited to share our conversation. We go to Kennywood today, so it's as Pittsburgh as it gets. I remember growing up, and if you're from Pittsburgh as well, and if you're not from Pittsburgh, stick around. This conversation isn't just about Pittsburgh. It's just that this is a creator from our city that has went viral in our city and went from being agoraphobic, which I didn't even know what that was until I met Joe. Apparently, it's a fear of leaving your house. It's literally like he was in his house for 3 years, terrified to leave, to literally go on his front porch. And he went from that to putting out content and going viral because he was able to channel this, this inner Pittsburgh, you know, uh, character that we all have in our family if you're from the city. And it's Deb and Don. He does the skits. You've probably seen him going DahnTahn. I think one of the first ones I saw was when he did the Jason Derulo covers, like going Dahn, Dahn, Dahn. Like you've heard it. It's hilarious. It's so funny. And, if you haven't heard it, you might have been living under a rock, but that's okay. I'm going to put you on today. And, Burkett, he's a music artist, producer here from the city, gritty dude that just is, he talks about in the interview how he's put a lot of his music career on credit cards to get this thing launched, just fully believing in himself. So that's why I say this interview isn't just for Pittsburgh. This interview really embraces what it's like to pursue a dream and overcome your fears in the process of doing so. When we recorded this episode, they're on the verge of, and as I dropped this episode a day before they launched their first song, this is a big moment in their careers because, um, you know, going from, for Joe specifically, going from not being able to leave your house to going viral and doing meet and greets throughout the city of Pittsburgh, like people literally booking him to sit at a table and have people come through hundreds at a time, thousands at a time to just take a photo with him. I walked around Kennywood Park, which this is the other really cool part about this interview that I'm excited about. And shout out to Kennywood for accommodating and for letting us take over part of the park for the morning. It was just incredible to be there. It was just a real like pinch me moment for a young, creative from the city of Pittsburgh. And I say young because I feel like I'm just getting started. I feel like I'm just stepping onto the scene in Pittsburgh. I'm 33 years old. We talk about that on the podcast, what it's like to not give up on your dreams without having a timeline really in place. And so this hopefully is a conversation that's inspirational to anybody out there who still has a dream they believe that they can accomplish in their life. And Joe's living proof of that. And that's why I wanted to record this episode because, I see Joe for who he is, a real person who has, you know, uh, he has a lot that he's had to overcome in his life. He has a lot that I'm sure he would tell you firsthand that he wishes he could have changed about his life. It's just like all of us. We all have a past. We all have things that we wish we could do differently. But the only thing that we can do is choose to step into the future and, do the next right thing. And so I see Joe doing that since I've met him, see him continuously overcoming his fears. He talks about that and how his faith played a role in that in this episode. Burkett stepping into his music career and reaching out to Joe on a whim, meeting him at a meet and greet, uh, is one of the craziest things to think that now he's going to help Joe, who has been making music his whole life, and a lot of people don't even know that he's made music, which is the craziest part because we walked around Kennywood after we recorded this video and people were stopping him left and right, like, can I get a picture? And one of the wildest parts, and one of the reasons why I love Joe so much is because, I watched somebody come up to him and say, "Hey, you're the Deb and Don guy." And, can we take a picture? And they didn't know his name. They didn't know his name was Joe. They just know him as Deb and Don. And I think that's like a testament to the society that we live in today that, you see a viral trend or a viral TikTok or whatever, and you think that that person's whole identity is that one moment that went viral. Joe's a living example of, he's living in a level of fame, and, to use a lack of a better word, like he's living in a newfound identity that he never saw for himself as someone who never even really thought he was someone who claimed Pittsburgh as his city, being born in Alabama. And I don't want to ruin the whole interview because we go into all of this. But man, this is a pivotal moment for their career, like I mentioned, and this is why I wanted to record this podcast, because I want the city to get behind Joe, because he's somebody who's put himself out there for us time and time again. He makes content that some people may not understand, and I love it. I love that he is authentic to himself. He sticks to his roots. He doesn't allow money to persuade the kind of content that he puts out into the world, and that's what I want to do here on the podcast as well. So if you're someone out there and you can rock with that, then this episode is for you. And so stick around. We're going to throw this thing to Kennywood here in a minute. I have a couple things that I want to like throw at you guys that I'm really excited about. Been doing these pop-ups, which I'm calling street studios, which if you've never met me, and maybe this is the first time you're tuning into this because you've seen Joe and he's promoted this, or however you got here and this is your first time and you've never met me before, my name is Vinny. I'm an artist from Pittsburgh. I record this podcast in my basement as of right now. I'm building towards another studio and where I want to take this show this year with potential partnerships. I've been meeting a lot of people along the way that I believe are going to take this show to the next level with me, because my goal is to connect Pittsburgh through creativity, through athletics, and all the things that I'm passionate about. Like, because that's the only way to be authentic, right? Is to connect the things that you're passionate about. If I was trying to connect things that I'm not passionate about, this wouldn't work. And that's why I'm excited to be sitting here in season 3. Episode 1 that we launched, I was very, very nervous to bring this back because it's a huge commitment. And as I sit here and record this again late at night, getting ready to drop another episode, I'm continuing to step into this with the faith that I believe that we're going to do something special. And so if you're watching this, or if I've met you maybe at Scoop's camp, or if, somebody has shared this with you since I've done one of the pop-ups or street studios, or maybe you were in Monongahela for the 4th of July festival, I have another street studio coming up if you're watching this on the day that it drops on Friday, July 11th. Which is tomorrow from when this drops. So stop by Bakery Square. I'll be there from 5 to 8 doing a street studio pop-up. And that's the same day that this song drops for Joe and Burkett. So I want you guys to make sure that you're downloading their song. Go to Spotify. Make sure you go to there and pre-save the song if it's not out yet. It's called Pierogi. It's a Pittsburgh summer anthem. Joe let me listen to it when I met up with him, and I fell in love with the song immediately because, for one, it's the first time he's mixing Deb and Don into his music career. He's had a separate music career from that, and so to hear Deb and Don on the track, I think it's something that Pittsburgh can embrace, and I want to do my portion in helping him get it out there. So thank you for being here. Thank you for checking out this interview. Shout out to everybody who brought this thing to life. I want to give a quick shout out to Tyrell Thompson. His Instagram is @Rel the Model for all the photography on this episode. Shout out to my boy Dylan Kickler for filming this. And this is something that I'm very passionate about, very excited about. And I hope that if you are rocking with this and that you're, if you're excited and you've been getting something out of these episodes, I hope that you would share it with somebody, not only here in the city of Pittsburgh, but somebody who, maybe they have a dream, or they're trying to start something and they just don't know where to begin, or maybe they're about to give up because they think that it's too late. Share this with them. This conversation really, really, truly inspired me. And there's a freaking pierogi in it too. Like, we're literally sitting there interviewing each other in their pierogi. Oh, and the craziest thing, if you watched episode 1, I'm not even gonna you'll see the synchronicity in this stuff is crazy. Like, if you saw the butterfly scene in episode 1 with Scoop, you're going to be blown away by what happens in this episode. So there's something happening here on the pod. I'm excited that you're here. If you're somebody who wants to partner with the show, reach out, vc2@vc2art.com, or shoot a DM or leave a comment or whatever. I check all this shit meticulously. Like, this is what I do. This is my livelihood. This is what I do. Not just podcasting, custom shoes, canvas paintings, everything you see around me. One of the things that I'm very excited about in the past month was that my partnership with Iron City, I got to do a custom painting where we turned that into a beer can for their regatta. I'm excited to do this too. So if there's a local brewery or somebody around the city that wants to partner, do some custom labels or a pop-up activation, hit your boy up. I'm just excited, man. The energy and the momentum that I've felt since bringing this show back is something that I can't explain. I went from not wanting to bring it back to thinking, why didn't I do this way sooner? So appreciate you guys who've reached out. Thank you for everybody who's left a comment. And without further ado, let's send it to Kennywood with Joe Long and Burkett and my boy Trey.
All right, so obviously, guys, we're here at Kennywood. We have a guest coming, and he's getting ready right now. So we're just going to get this thing rolling, start the conversation, and then he's a little bit of a diva, so he might just come in mid-recording. We're kind of on his time here, so appreciate you guys for joining. Joe, Burkett, I'm glad to be talking to you guys today, man, because, Joe, I came across your stuff, I think, with the rest of Pittsburgh, that, when we fell in love with you, what's it been, over a year now?
Yeah, it's been over a year.
So I want to start there, and then I want to move to you and learn a little bit about your background when you started making music and how you guys met. So I want to get just a little bit of an update on you, just life, as far as, you go viral, right? You go crazy viral in Pittsburgh, not even just Pittsburgh. Was it national? How far did your reach actually go?
It's weird. Let me get rid of this gum. It's weird because I ended up first bigger in Chicago. As far as my analytics, I would look it up, and yeah, I was biggest in Chicago for 3 years, and then Pittsburgh happened whenever DahnTahn Deb came out.
Right.
And now Pittsburgh's my top one. Chicago, I think, is still my second, which is strange to me, but
yeah,
I never get people saying, hey, shout out Chicago or nothing, but they're in my analytics.
So what was the content you were making that was popping off in Chicago? Or maybe you shouldn't share that one at Kennywood?
I probably shouldn't share it at Kennywood. I think it was the absurd raps.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so how did you find Joe, and how did you guys connect? And just give a little bit of your background, too, for the viewers, if this is maybe the first time finding you.
Background, I'm Burkett, been making music for 8-9 years now. Okay. Started in college, kind of just came out of nowhere. And my friends were like, you should keep doing it. Made another one.
Where'd you go to college?
Teal College.
Teal, okay.
Just wrestling up there.
Wrestler?
Yeah, doing stupid stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a buddy that went to Teal. It's interesting school.
Yeah, you miss it in the blink of an eye.
Yeah. I actually, that's D3 football, so I was highly sought after by Teal. Those D3 schools were calling, baby.
Hey, man, listen, there's nothing wrong with D3. I mean, there's athletes and everybody, man. But I'm curious, you guys are both deep in music. What made you really want to start music or fall in love with music in the first place?
Oh, there's a diva.
What's up, dude?
There's a special guest.
Have a double seat.
Grab a seat. All right. So now we can really, this is ridiculous. So for those watching,
What's up, bro?
we decided we were going to record. Let me just set the stage a little bit before we get into this too much. So I find your content a year ago. I reach out. I love it. It's just the most honest, real stuff that I've seen on Instagram. And I think that's why everybody loves it. So, I don't think that's a surprise to anybody as to why you fall in love with the kind of stuff that you put out. So I reach out. I wanted you to come on the show. I wanted you to come on the show. This was a year ago, and you were like, I'm just hesitating right now. I'm not sure if I want to get out there like that. And so, I'm sorry, this is so hard to do with a pierogi staring at me.
Staring dead in your soul right now, buddy. He's looking directly at you.
Get on with it.
Get on with it,
All right, so fast track. We stay in touch throughout the years. I reached out to you recently. I was like, bro, let's get some coffee. We get together in the Strip, hit it off. And I told you I'm thinking about relaunching my show. You tell me that you have a song coming out and it's called Pierogi, and you're doing with this guy named Burkett. You showed me the song. I listened to it. Trey hasn't had a chance. You haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, right?
Not yet.
Okay, so this song, I love the song. I love it. And I'm like, so dude, however I can help you promote this, not that you need my help to promote it because you're freaking Joe Long, but like, I thought, let's do a podcast episode. And I was like, you have connections at Kennywood, right? You think you could pull some strings? And then, you know, next thing we know, we're sitting at Kennywood and there's a pierogi here. So all of this is because of what you have genuinely like done to put yourself out there, you know, be vulnerable online. And like, I just want to commend you for that, because I know that's not easy. I know living in the public eye is something that, you know, a lot of people don't realize. And even making music and putting yourself out there in your lyrics is something that's scary. Like for me as an artist, like I get scared putting my stuff. I get scared every time I do a podcast. Like I genuinely get nervous. And then to add a pierogi in, like I get nervous. So now that everybody kind of knows like why we're sitting here, we're celebrating the launch of your song. Catch me up to speed of how you guys met and how this song, you know, kind of came about.
Well, real quick to answer your question, music, I literally started in middle school.
Wow.
So like freestyling initially, and then it turned into writing as I got older. But I mean, I was like, I don't know, 10 or something when I started rapping. So like, I've always loved it. You know, it's just always been a part of me. But you'd be surprised. So like, you're saying like, oh, like, you know, you have no problem promoting this. People don't listen to my music like that. They're more about the like humor, you know what I mean? Like as far as me actually, and to be honest, I'm not really pursuing music. Like I love doing it. And like when he asked me, I was like, of course, but as far as like this is his song, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just along for the ride. Like, yeah, I'm a part of it, but
We keep saying that. It's our song.
well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Like it's, I'm not trying to personally pursue music. I just love doing it. I wanted to, like when I was in my 20s, I liked it, you know, that was my dream, but now I'm leaning more into the humor.
Yeah.
So, but people don't listen to my stuff all like that. I got maybe, you know, 200 views per song on my YouTube right now. So literally.
That's crazy. It's absolutely crazy to me.
You've made music too, right?
Once upon a time, very, very, very long ago. You know what I mean? I just enjoy music because it's a part of art, right? Everybody's their own artist to a degree. And music gives you a chance to play on words, play on your mindset, play on the things that you really try to build up since you've grown up, right? So my whole life, I grew up doing poetry and stuff like that. So that's always been my primary focus. So when I hear somebody who loves to do music, I always wonder, well, what else do? You used to wrestle. It's crazy, right? Because nobody would expect a wrestler to be so deeply in music. So like, there's always passion projects, but I like to think I'm a Swiss Army knife. I have a bunch of passions. That's why I have a friend like Vinny. You know what I'm saying? I'm creative, but I live through him. You know what I mean? So like, I love the fact that you guys are passionate. You guys are genuinely passionate about your music. That's huge, bro.
Yeah. So what you know led you to reach out to Joe, and like what was that connection? How did that start?
I was in the studio with Jules. He's like my engineer. And I came in and I was like, bro, you got to hear this shit. It's hilarious, dude. I play him and he's like, that's my boy Joe. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, that's my boy Joe, like my dog.
So he knew him personally.
He called him immediately.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, what the hell? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, what is happening? And he was like, dude, he used to make music. Let me play you something. And it was Bush Gang. And I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. I was like, it's because like I was just like not something I'm used to listening to.
Yeah.
So it was like funny, but it also slapped. And I was like, of course Jules is making this. You know what I mean? Like so funny. And then I was like, I wonder if he like wants to like make a song. Like, what would we make? Like, would it be like a wholesome song? Would it be a comedy song? Like, what the hell is it even gonna be? And he was like, I'll ask him, bro. You have no problem. Said yes, and I was like, all right. He said, how do you want to do this? You want to make a beat? You want to do this from like this? And I was like, I just like to get in the studio and just vibe. Like whatever our vibe is, that's what we'll do. If you want to pick a beat, if you want to start from scratch, whatever. And so Jules just starts playing the piano, and he's like, let me play a couple songs. And then he starts going through beats, and he was like, that last one was sick.
Well,
and I was like,
tell him how we met though.
what, at the Science Center? Yeah. Yeah.
It actually came down to my meet and greet, and that's when we had talked before online a little bit, but he came down to my meet and greet, and that's when I met him, and that's when he pitched the idea of let's make a song together. And then we got in the stew.
Thought that was a butterfly.
I'm gonna
again.
say, listen.
We had a butterfly land on us on the last episode.
You're good. We're good.
This guy's crazy.
But you're all right,
Did-
brother.
412, yeah. No, that's cool though, man. So y'all met at the meet and greet. So
Yeah.
tell me about that experience. Like, what was that experience
I went with
first
my
meeting?
roommate. I went with my boy Dan. We went down there. Dude, we were like, where's the meet and greet? There's these people waiting for the longest time. I was like, that ain't it. Went by, go all the way down. I'm like, oh, there's a Joe Long sign. These people are like, what are you doing? Get in line. I was like, whoa. I'm like, we're here to like meet Joe Long. They're like, so are we. And I was like,
No
holy
way.
shit. I was like, that's insane. We waited in line for like an hour, maybe longer. Like,
I'm sorry.
everyone just so pumped. It was so cool, dude. So
said,
cool. We
"I'm
finally
sorry."
get up there. He's like, Burkett. And I'm like, holy shit, like, you know me. That's cool. Like, and then we just started talking and stuff. But like, that was the first time we met in person.
Yeah.
cool.
You know, the first time I met you in person was at a meet and greet as well, right? At Bakery Square. So, like, I was doing a pop-up event. He was at the table right next to me. And I sent it, because we had been talking, just texting and DMing, and I sent him a screenshot of, like, the layout of the event.
Right.
They had, like, my booth right next to his, and I was like, let's go, finally. And, dude, yeah, same thing. The line was just all day long, people coming through. Like, what is that like for you being...
Literally, okay, so I come from agoraphobia. Like, literally didn't leave my house for 4 years. And I'd just been getting out of the house for a little over a year. And all this has happened. So it's like, that's why I say, like, I try to kind of, we were talking before this, try to kind of, you know, do what I really vibe with, because otherwise I'll be completely drained. And even the things I do vibe with, I'm completely drained. This is my lucky moth.
Can you pick him up?
But you want to not hurt
Dude, what is up with this show?
Bro, we have.
Did you guys happen to see the first episode from the relaunch? A butterfly landed on Trey on his foot, and I picked it up with my finger, and then we all passed it around. Literally, this
shoes.
is episode 2, and now this happened.
It's the same exact shoes.
This is like
Wow.
the weirdest thing.
Just be careful not to touch its wings.
Does it hurt it if you touch its
It like takes the powder off.
Oh, yeah, he does. He wants to stay on you, bro.
That's my buddy.
All right.
So yeah, it takes a lot out of me, like doing anything, even if it's something I'm all about. Like, I don't know. Like, I got PTSD and social anxiety real bad. Like, I've had a lot of bad things happen to me throughout my life. So like, just trusting human beings is a big deal for me. Like, that's a huge step. But for me, it's like, not to get all hippy dippy, but like, it's a spiritual thing. Like, I think that the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, is going to look out. So like, you know, why be afraid of everything all the time? Like, I don't know, like, my faith is now stronger than my fear was.
Oh, I love that.
And it took a while though. It took me, 4 years I was cooped up in the house, afraid to step out front to smoke a cigarette.
Wow.
And now it's like, I do meet and greets. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's wild. And that to me is another one of those things that I'm like, that's some God stuff. Like, not to go there. Like, you know what I mean?
No, that's absolutely okay.
Yeah.
And like, I got a moth just chilling on me right now. I'm in sync with the universe, bro.
I'm not kidding. Like, I really believe in that stuff. And so, like, I think that, there's a reason why, like, I grew up at Kennywood.
Right.
You know? I would just hold him, bro. Like, he likes you. You might just have to take him and, like, play some games or something. Yeah.
Mic him up.
Yeah, anybody else want to join? Where's Kenny the kangaroo, dude? Like,
Swear.
that would be sick. Where's he at, actually?
He's on. I think he was laying over
We
there.
get Kenny over here?
You know, it's a weird synchronicity too. The day in our song, there's a line where I say something about this little light of mine is lit, something like an anglerfish.
Yep.
I am dangerous. God got me on a mission. I ain't straying from it. And that same day, I went and got this,
Oh,
and
that's
then
pretty cool.
and then
Yeah, let me see it.
well, but what's weird
That's
is
hard.
we ended up finding out. I don't know if you remember this.
Huh.
But an anglerfish surfaced for the first time ever in the known history of anglerfish. Oh, it blew away. But like, it was so weird. I was like, get
Crazy.
the hell out of here. Like, they recorded it in shallow water.
Which
And
never
that's
happened.
never happened before. And they actually ended up finding out by doing that they're little tiny things.
They're
So
not
this
that
whole time I thought an
Really?
anglerfish was like this.
Yeah, because you think of like
They're
Finding
small?
Nemo
Yeah.
and
they're
chasing
That's
Nemo.
why I
like
said.
that big.
That's why I said it in this. Me too. That's why I said in the song, like an anglerfish, I am dangerous. Now it's like a little. It's smaller than the tattoo.
That's crazy. I never knew that.
No.
I see. That definitely is shocking. 'Cause I always thought it was like Finding Nemo was the biggest fish
Yeah,
that you
right.
could see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Coming at you.
you know what I mean? Terrified. You know what I'm saying?
But it was just.
Well, dude, I mean, even that, not to go hippy dippy like you said, but like I sometimes go hippy dippy. So like, let's go hippy dippy. I think that that's very symbolic in itself too, because that represents fear. Like your fear becomes something bigger than it
Wow.
actually is.
Wow.
And like, you know, when you confront it, that's where the power comes in. Like I've had to confront a lot of my fears relaunching this show. Like I watched back my intro from episode 1 and I'm like, bro, I'm literally scared. Like this stuff scares me. And I think it's because I'm so passionate about it. And I know you guys can relate to that with the music. I know it's a passion project for you. And so like, you know, to see this song coming out, like what are your hopes for this song? I mean, I don't want you to you know, we were talking yesterday about like, should we share our dreams? Like,
Right.
is it right to share them? Because does it kill them to share them? But I don't know. Like, what are your
For
thoughts?
this song?
Yeah. What are you excited about?
I'm excited for all of it. Like we didn't think this was gonna happen. You know what I mean? So like it's all kind of just like we just keep doing the right things, like being good people, making good music, and it just comes. So like I'm excited for what is gonna come that I didn't even think about. You know what I mean? Like we're at Kennywood right now doing an interview, dude. Like shit's crazy, bro. Like I'm excited we can make this content. We got like some cool videos we did with like DahnTahn Deb. I'm excited for the world to see that because like these skit stuff is new to me. Like even like this music video stuff, like I put my all into it, but like from the first music video from like December to like the one I did last month, you can tell how much more comfortable I am. Like I'm writing things that I'm supposed to act. I've never acted in my life, you know what I mean? And I'm the one writing them. So like, why am I scared right now, you know? And like from doing to that to like doing these skits, I'm like, no, redo it. And like just trying, like, it's just weird. I feel like so uncomfortable, but like just seeing him do it every single day and like he's got anxiety and stuff like that. And, like I'm nowhere near to that. And like I'm terrified. Like, so like I couldn't imagine, bro. Like, so like even doing these skits with you, like, and you like helping me out, you know what I mean? I'm just sitting there saying, okay. Yeah. So like, I don't know. I can't wait to see like what people think about it from like the comedy standpoint to like, I don't know if you listen to like my music, but it's like, I'm not like sex, money, drugs. Like I'm talking about my life. It's wholesome, like grandparents of it. Like I talk about myself, like, you know? So like putting them two together from like the comedy side and like the wholesome part and like bringing that out of him and bringing the comedy out of me.
And my verse is serious on it.
Yeah.
It's
Very
not-
serious. You start with, I used to hate it here, talking
Yeah.
about Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Face my fear.
Yeah. I mean, that's
That's huge,
to
bro.
start with that as your, like,
Well, because in I kind of wanted to like, my old music reflected that. Like I'd be like, man, I hate this city. Wish I could just ignore y'all. Sometimes I felt like Andy Warhol before New York called, right? So I used to talk shit on Pittsburgh because I'm originally from Alabama. I've been here since the 90s. I'm from here, you know, but like I get this like, oh, I'm not from here 100% because I wasn't born here, even though I grew up here. So it's like, I always feel like I'm not a true Pittsburgher, you know what I mean? And that when you're,
bro, you're sitting at Kennywood doing an interview
what
for a
I'm
song called
saying,
Pierogi,
dude.
wearing bad
Where-
pierogi next to a pierogi, you got a Heinz ketchup. Bro, you are
You're
a
Pittsburgh.
pierogi. You want to go
city
get
has-
baptized in the little lake
In
out
the
there?
pond,
We'll
yeah.
let the Steeler roller coaster go
Yeah.
through. Like that's his.
Yeah,
You might
no,
come up
and
with
it-
a third item.
and it made me cry recently. I cried because I was like, I'm finally embraced by my city, you know?
Wow.
And that's why I made that in the verse where I was like, I used to hate it here, made it clear, wasted years, tasted tears till I faced my fears. Now this place is near and dear to my heart.
Let's say this song pops off. Let's say it goes crazy. What's next?
Make another one.
Yeah.
I love making music, and I don't make sad. I make music for however I feel. People ask me why I don't stick to a genre and shit like that, because I'm not sad all the time. I'm not happy all the time. However I'm feeling in that studio at that time is what I'm gonna make, and I'm not gonna force shit. If I make 30 sad songs, I was sad for 30 sad songs. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? Like I don't get to somewhat choose. You know what I mean? Who I surround myself with and how my day is gonna depend on how I feel. You know, and that's how the song will come out. But I'm excited for what's next, because this is like you said, first thing we did, dude, and it's this cool and this good. Like, who knows what's happening?
Yeah, I just want the city to know that like the energy I'm feeling right now on this show, like, I hope that it's received by the city, because I think that the people like you guys need to be supported, because there's a lot of people like us that have dreams to do stuff like this, but, you know, because of money, resources, whatever, they don't do it. Whereas we're sitting here like, you know, we're short on a lot of those things, but we're still doing it.
People wonder all the time with the music videos. They're like, you have to have this much money or I'd be doing it too. And I'm like, the last 4 videos were put on 4 different credit cards. I'm 13 grand in debt. What? I'm like, I just believe in myself. And I'm like, I'd rather be, and I stopped drinking. So I was like, all that money I'll spend on drinking, I might as well, that was going to get gone anyway. Yeah. So like, you just got to go for it.
I love that.
I love that, bro, because you're putting your dreams first, right? And a lot of people don't even do that anymore. Like,
about to be 30 soon, dude.
So
I'm
might
like,
as well, bro. Might as
33,
well.
bro.
You know what I mean?
I got a wife and 2 kids at home, so
I'm 38.
He said, chill, guy.
Chill, youngins. All right. No.
There's no better time.
No, I know.
Right now.
How long do anglerfishes live?
I don't know. I don't know. But speaking of that though, being 38, that's something I want to re-emphasize is don't give up on your dreams, because I'll be 38 in September. So literally 37 years old was when things popped off for me.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? So don't give up. That's why I always admire actors who like don't get in the game until they're in their 40s or 50s, and then they're the next Al Pacino. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, that always you're taught, like, there's like that societal pressure that if you don't achieve your dreams by 30, then like, oh well, you know, like,
no doubt.
You never know when.
Yeah.
You never know. One thing's for sure, bro, is like, I like to tell people, never allow anybody to put impossible on you. Because just because that's somebody else's impossible doesn't mean it's not possible for me. You know what I mean? Yeah. You guys have proven that. You know what I mean? Like you said, you're about to be 30. You're 38, bro. And it took you till you were 37?
Yeah.
Bro, like, and there's a lot of people still chasing. And there's some people who gave up on their dreams, bro, because, like, they stopped chasing it. So the fact that you're still chasing, that's inspiration to a lot of people in the city. That's why I think the city loves y'all, bro, because the city's genuinely, like, it's one of those places where if you come from Pittsburgh and you go anywhere else, people know you're from Pittsburgh. Right. I don't care if you say you started in Alabama, bro, you're from Pittsburgh.
I show people all the time. I'm like, this is Pittsburgh, and I just show them you. You know what I mean? This is it. You know what I mean? Like, you showing people what Pittsburgh is. You know what I mean? Like, I bet there's a lot of people that had no idea what Pittsburgh was until they saw DahnTahn. You know what I mean? Which, by the way, if you haven't tried his coffee, I tried it this morning. I got it, put it in. It's insane. Really? It's insane. I told him, I was like, if it's trash, I'm telling everybody it's trash. Bro, it's good.
He was going to wait to try it on the show.
But it's too hot. I was like, I ain't bringing that shit.
Well, dude, I'll just say this. Like, I don't want to overstay our welcome here. I think thank you to Kennywood for, like, letting us set up here, man. This has been such a blessing for me. Trey, thank you. Thank you, guys.
Course.
Maybe we should run this back. Let's find another Pittsburgh location to pop up at once the song's out there. Maybe like recap like what the launch was. You're going to be performing live, right, at
Yeah, I got a couple coming up. I got Fitz Festival July 19th.
July 19th. Where's that at?
July 19th is at top of Mount Oliver.
Yeah, Ormsby.
Yep. It's a festival for Mitch Fitzgerald. He's my old friend that passed away, but it's for suicide awareness, mental health.
Yeah, so if you're listening to this, come out, mark your calendars. We'll put a link to the event in the description for this video. So love for everybody to come show out and support you guys. Definitely, where can they get the song?
The song will be anywhere. Anywhere you listen to it, iHeartRadio, Spotify. It'll be on his too, though, because it's featured.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see how that works.
It'll pop up, yeah.
Wow. So yeah, I mean, I want everybody to go support that. So if you're watching this, go listen to the song, share it with somebody. It is a Pittsburgh summer anthem through and through, but it's very deep. It's very meaningful. And I think, like, bravo to you guys. I've showed a lot of people, like, I haven't sent it to anybody yet, but like I've played it at my house. I've played it in my car. I listened to it the whole way here. It's an anthem. And I think that, like, I'm so excited. So I would love to have you guys come back on in the near future to talk about what that's been like and what's next. So I don't want this to be the end, but I do want to wrap this up. I don't want our Pierogi to pass out here.
I don't know where is there, like.
All right, man. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
And good luck with the song, man. I can't wait to see it.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate you guys, man.
Thank
Cool.
That's
Bro.
it. That's a wrap.
Good stuff, Pierogi. Killed it.
Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, guys, thanks for checking out the podcast today. I hope that you enjoyed this interview as much as I did. We had so much fun at Kennywood. I really want to thank the team there. Dan from the TikTok, got to watch him make some behind-the-scenes TikToks of a skit that they made right on the spot with Joe. So make sure you're following Kennywood on TikTok to see what we created while we were in the park. Make sure you're following us on Instagram at Athletic Aesthetic Pod on all social medias. You can find us or at VC2 Art. Thanks for watching. This is Athletic Aesthetic. I'm Vinny. Appreciate you guys. And like my sign out always with Trey was, and this is Athletic Aesthetic and we love you. So that doesn't feel natural without Trey sitting here to do that with me. So I don't really know how to end this episode. And so I'm probably just going to continue to talk and then I'll fade the music in underneath of me right here somewhere. And then it'll just go to the outro now.